it's Catherine here today. Thanks for joining me on my channel as I share with you this layout I created for Scrap the Boys for the month of September. And as you would have seen from the intro, it's a mixed media challenge this month. And we're also sponsored by Cut to Use. So I'm going ahead and I'm using this My Kind of Messy cut file as a bit of a stencil. And I'm using the Liquitex glass bead gel and just scraping it on there to create some texture in the background. And as you can see, it's created some really nice texture. Unfortunately, I did miss the filming of the rest of my mixed media in the background there. I've used the Vicki Boutin watercolor markers in Blueberry Pie, Sugared Strawberry and Blue Hawaiian. And all I did was just, sort of squirted them on and then spritzed it with some water. The paper that I was using is the Basil Marshmallow cardstock, and I did actually go ahead and put some clear gesso on before I did any of the mixed media. And as you can see, I've trimmed down this background paper or border paper by Pink Fresh Studio. It's the B-side of the Hope for a New Day paper, and I'm just going ahead and matting this mixed media background onto it. I like to gut the paper because I waste not, want not, and I wanted to use the rest. So I also trimmed down that mixed media paper that I'd created, and I'm just using some double-sided tape here to stick it down, line it up and stick it down. As you can see just from the corner there, there's a couple of photos of my son that I'm going to be scrapbooking today, and it's of him using some pouring paints to create a masterpiece. He loves painting and getting crafty and getting messy, and so we quite often go out into our little courtyard to create with paints, just so we can make a mess and it just washes away. So this was no exception. So he had so much fun creating this this layout, and I really wanted to create this layout to kind of match with with his painting there, and that's what I'm going for. So I was thinking of using the cut file that I'd used as a stencil in the background to add some more kind of dimension. And I'm using this Heidi Swapp Colour Shine in gold just to add a little bit more interest there. And I'm going to back my photos with this gorgeous paper, again from the Pink Fresh Studio collection, Let's Stay Home. And I really love this this kind of blue color that's in the collection. So I've actually gone ahead and cut that cut file again in white because I felt like the black was too much on this layout, and I've just picked out those alphas as well from the same collection, and the title is going to be Little Masterpiece. So I am just using my fine line bottle to put some glue on this cut file. I did use a fair bit of glue here because obviously with the mixed media background, it needed a fair bit of liquid glue to be able to stick it down. So this does take me a little bit. Hopefully it won't be too long. And I have also gone ahead and picked out a whole bunch of ephemera that I am hoping to use. And I like to do that when I'm creating a layout because I feel like when I've got a whole pack of ephemera, it then gets a bit too overwhelming. So I do go ahead and quite often with a layout I'm creating, just pick out the pieces I think that I can use on a layout. There were some really good sayings, and one that I do use is, arts and crafts and, that type of thing. So yeah, I've just kind of sorted those out, and I'm just sticking that down. This last little bit wasn't quite sticking, so I'm just adding a little bit more glue there. And the glue I use in my fine line bottle is just a glue that I pick up from Spotlight here in Australia. I can't remember the actual name, but I remember that there's a tiger on the front, so I'll have to look that up and maybe put it in the description below. But yeah, in saying that, all the links to the challenge blog are all in the description below, as is the cut file and the Cut to You shop. So I'm going to place my photos down here, and I'm not giving the layout too much more dimension. I would quite often pop my photos up on some foam, with some foam tape, but I'm just getting these flat on this because there is quite a bit of dimension. It's probably hard to tell in the camera, but from that glass bead gel, it's there's quite a bit of dimension there. So I'm just trying to work out which photo to put on top of each other to create that kind of central piece. And I did like how the cut file kind of, is just there as a background piece. This cut file was really fun to use in that way. And so I'm just lining those photos up, getting it down on the page. And yeah, with all the mixed media in the background, I do like to use some liquid glue as well as the double-sided tape. I'm hoping that holds well. Like I think it should. So I'm just putting a bit more glue on there and sticking down my photo. And then I'll go ahead and start putting down my title. And like I said, it's going to be called Little Masterpiece. And I'm using this blue font is from the Let's Stay Home collection. And I do go ahead and I've pulled out these also from that collection in the multicolors to spell out masterpiece. But actually, when I was taking the photos at the end of creating this layout, I just was finding that they weren't standing out on the page enough. So I did go ahead and change them out for another alpha in a similar size, but just from the Everyday Musing collection. And I'm going to go through the ephemera I've pulled out here and just try and work out what will work. So that one says arts and crafts, and I've used the little love heart in the top corner there. I'm not really creating any, I'm creating a few clusters here, but I'm not really using that sense of a triangle, but I will go ahead and create a few little clusters. I did actually like that that flower there, but I'm not sure why I didn't continue with that. The other sentiment down the bottom there is backyard shenanigans, so I thought that was fitting, seeing as we were creating in the backyard. And I thought that these houses really had the right colour feel, and I really wanted to use them there. And then this saying says, "Let this season take your heart to a place where it needs to be." So this is a paintbrush and a paint palette, and that's from the 6x12 sticky sheet actually, and I thought that was fitting. So then I wanted to keep filling out these clusters, and so I'm just trialing some ephemera and seeing what I can get to increase these clusters. And yeah, I'm liking how this is looking. And I'm sort of creating these two main clusters to kind of draw your eye across the page, and I quite often work in a diagonal like this. And yeah, I'm trying to add more here. And I'm not really doing tone on tone, but there is a bit of tone on tone sort of ephemera along with the messy background. But yeah, I'm thinking that I'm almost done here. I'm just trying to get, yeah, I wasn't sure if that fitted in the right spot with the title there, but I did like the colour that it gave to that side of the page. And so I will go ahead and just stick everything down, come back, and I'm just going to finish off the layout here with some enamel dots. So you can go ahead and check out the blog with all the details of the challenge. The entries can now be placed in the Facebook group. So if you haven't joined, go ahead and check out the Scrap the Boys challenge on Facebook. All the links will be listed below. So thanks for joining me today. Bye.